am happy that you all have adjusted yourself in this small space. When there is love and understanding, little space can occupy many hearts. But when there is no large heart, then whatever one may get, it is never sufficient. Today we are going to worship Shiva Tattva within us, principle of Shiva. For all Sahajogis, it's very important because Shiva is the ultimate we have to achieve. Shiva is represented in our spirit. So, to become Shiva is the ultimate aim of everything else. The rest of it is all created. Like Vishnu Tattva and Brahmadeva, just to create human beings, to evolve them, and then ultimately lead them to Shiva. That's the ultimate. But human beings get so involved into the Brahmadeva's tattvas that even to get into Vishnu Tattva is difficult. They get involved into the 5 elements which have created us. That is the outermost being within us. All the chakras have the outermost, we can say, just the vessel. But the desire to be the spirit is of primary importance in Sahaja. So we have to see inward towards ourselves as Sahajogis. Do we have that desire entirely, or we have still many desires hanging around? See, the greatest problem is of the Nabhi chakra, whether it is in the east or the west. Some people still have hankering for the baser search of food, which is very surprising, even in Sahaja of Nabhi chakra. Then still some people have sense of possessions and money quite a lot. And subtler they grow. Still the detachment doesn't develop within them. It becomes subtler. As you grow subtler, the attachment becomes subtler and difficult to get out. Especially people who come up as leaders in Sahaja or closer to Sahaja are always under attack. They are attacked maybe by their husbands, wives, brothers, sisters, sons, children, something like that. And that makes it worse. Because all such leaders who are attacked try to displease all the deities by small things here and there. The whole behavior has to be understood that you have become a subtler person and you are rising higher. So naturally the negative forces are going to attack you. Always the front line is under attack, not the back line. So those who are in the front are always under attack. And they have to be very careful as to how they are behaving. For if there is a sly person, he will become sly but subtler slyness. He will not just become the other way now. His slyness will become subtler. If he is a miserly fellow, then he will become miserly in a subtler way. Or say, if he is an ego-oriented fellow, then he becomes ego-oriented in a subtler way. But to get rid of these things within you, you have to go to the other side of it. Say, if you are miserly, become absolutely generous. Give up everything that you have. Don't be calculating. Don't talk of money. Don't worry about money. If you are extravagant, indulgent too much, you should go the other way around. Unless and until you become juxtaposition, you cannot get rid of these things. Like if you are a hot-tempered man, very hot-tempered, then become so mild that even if somebody beats you, it's alright. Whatever one says, it's alright. That's how you get rid of your habits, which become subtler and subtler. There's another way of dealing with it. Being alert. When you are alert, you start seeing yourself as a separate person with the habits that it has. And then you start understanding why you are behaving. Oh, I understand. I knew you before, 10 years back, before marriage. I know, Mr. You are like this. And then take the juxtaposition against that personality and just shoot it out. Like a person who is a negative, left-sided person. Whatever you may do for that person, he'll become subtler and subtler. Suddenly, if it's a girl, she'll start just crying for nothing at all. And feeling miserable. It's a boy, if he thinks about, analyzes, he'll become an analyzer of Sahaja in a subtler way. Then what they should do is to stand before the photograph and see the reflection. That's the other one who died. And just try to make fun of that or shout at it. Depends on. If it is an aggressive stuff, it's better to make fun because stupid. And if it is a one that takes aggression, then shout at it. What do you mean by taking aggression? All these things, you see, are keeping you away from reality. Your being has to be cleansed. With your help only I can do it. Many people say, Mother, you are all powerful. All right, I am. And I can do everything. But only thing I cannot surpass your freedom. That's the fact. I cannot cross over your freedom. And when I cannot cross your freedom, you have to cross that. If in your own freedom you come inside, then I'll bestow upon you all the blessings. But if you want to stand outside, I'm not the one to put you in with a pistol. No, that's not the way it will work out. This is one hurdle that Sir Yogis must know, that at every moment you are free and freer and freest. The more free you become, the worse is your situation as far as the facing of the negativity is concerned. Say if there are 4 persons around, they will be first attacked. Naturally, you can understand. The front line is always under attack, not the back side. Though, according to the law, it should be the back side because all these horrible negative forces should come from the back. But they are very clever. They know that the back are sometimes drop out by themselves, so no need to go that side. They try the front line. And those who think they are in charge and responsible have to be very careful as to how they behave, how they are responsible, how they work it out. If they are keeping their old habits at a subtler level or they are just fighting it. It's very important. And this is how intelligently you can manage yourself. Then once you become detached from all these things, only at mental level, The spiritual level I look at. But at mental level, you must come to logical conclusion that I have to fight this nonsensical stuff. I have to be alert about this nonsense that exists within me. Shiva Tattva is innocent, absolutely innocent. It's very powerful and extremely innocent. And the secret to achieve it is only just to please, just please. If you please Shiva, then he may be a Rakshasa or anything. He grants all kinds of boons. But to a Rakshasa he can only grant the boon of longevity, of long life. But to a saint he will grant the Satchidananda state. So, even if he grants anything to a Rakshasa, one should not ask questions about it. He can give him longevity. What does it matter? Even if you live for thousands of years and earn nothing out of it, you never get your realization. So to a saint, he gives that eternal longevity which comes through spirit. This is the blessing of Shiva Tattva. While Vishnu Tattva, he gives ascent to a saint and light of wisdom to see and understand everything in collective consciousness. And to a Rakshasa, he gives death. He kills. So for people who are not so deep, it seems that why should Shiva give any blessings of longevity to a Rakshasa? These are the characters of these different deities. Now for example, if a Rakshasa wants to live long, he goes to Shiva, pleases him by praising him, singing songs to him, by asking his blessings, by doing tapas for him, talking about Shiva's innocence. He gets longevity. Sometimes these Rakshasas are better on the earth than in the subconscious. They can be horrid. They can gather some more booths to torture human beings. So it's better to keep them in the eyes of Vishnu. He manages them better here than to send them into the subconscious. But Shiva's style is very different from that of Vishnu's style. You have to have all kinds of styles because there are so many permutations and combinations in human beings. If you have one style, what will you do with the other style of human beings? So the style of Vishnu is that if you are trying to be funny, he plays tricks and puts you right. Say, a Sahaja is not interested, Vishnu, so much in other people, but in Sahajogis. If Sahaja tries to be funny, say he wants to drink wine, all right, he says, drink wine. He drinks the wine and then he gets hit somewhere, his car falls off, or he's insulted somewhere, something happens to him, he's punished so badly that he says, oh God, what have I done? That's Vishnu. But Shiva is other way now. If you see, Shiva's style is this, that if you drink, he just disappears from your heart. You have a heart attack and you die. He also kills. One kills directly in a positive way, it definitely kills. The another one by recession. If Shiva disappears, how can you exist? That's one way. Second way is that those who are born with Shiva Tattva, like our Sainath was, Shri Sainath, the people like that. Even the Devis sometimes can do that. They drink away all the wines of the world, all the poisons of the world, like Shiva did. So when Sainath found that so many people were smoking this tobacco, he smoked all the tobacco of the world, tried to smoke everything in Maharashtra so that nobody should get it. That's the style of Shiva, to take all the poison into himself and to absorb all the poison within himself. He can deal with the most difficult things. So the one dealing comes through the brain, because Virata is in our brain, acts through the brain. So he plays tricks on you. And that appeals to us because we can see that he's killed someone. So we think, very nice mother, you have punished that man. But Shiva Tattva gives you the problems which normally you cannot see, but works out in a short time like that. Like heart troubles, or a person who has very poor Shiva Tattva can have all the incurable diseases of the world. There nobody is killed, but every minute the person is suffering. That is the way Shiva corrects. In us when Shiva Tattva is awake, our priorities change absolutely. I see now that those who have come, say, to India from the West, have changed quite a lot in their priorities. But still, there is not so much change as it should be. They are, of course, 1,000 times better than their fellow beings who are not realized so. But still, attachment to things, attachment to money is quite a lot. This detachment must work now. Seeing things are not correct in people, and the alertness is not there. To give a very, very gross example of this is, I'll tell you, that a gentleman, say, came and he was told that you have to give, say, 11 rupees for puja. He said, on principle, you are not supposed to give. So, you are only paying, even on principle, you are only paying for your food and lodging, not for puja. The other side of it, they will not even see that mother is spending so much for us extra, for which we are not paying. It's not all found. Like this, the other day I said that people are now asking me to pay for this. Now tomorrow they'll say pay for our house rents. It was such a condition once upon a time in London when I started the ashram, that they asked for all the utensils in the ashram, I paid for the rent, paid for everything. Ultimately they said, we don't have an ironing board, please send us. From that it's not so bad now, of course. But still, if they have to pay 5 rupees for taxi, they will think that, oh, we have to pay for taxis, mother is supposed to pay. But if I pay 7,000, 8,000 rupees for you to go to Haridwar, that's all right. That's good. That nobody wants to find out how mother is paying for us. It's surprising. And this disturbs me very much. That what is your attitude towards things? The pleasing should be done with full heart. Saying if you have to buy any presents for your friends or anything, you don't mind spending money for that. But for puja you have objects. For your laundry, you used to pay always. I've seen the laundry bill, I was amazed how much money was. But 21 rupees, the principal was involved. Imagine. Look at it. If you look at it, you'll be shocked at yourself. But that shows Despite all this, you have got your realization. See the generosity. It's very, see, it's very gross. It's very gross. So the detachment from this gross life must go away. But an ordinary villager understands it better because he's innocent. He's innocent because you are not innocent. That's why you see everything from your mind. You think with it. How much we paid, how much this is that, this, that. But an innocent villager, even if he has 4 annas, he would like to do something. Mother, that's all I have. We have a parable in the Bible. And this is what it is. One should see our detachment starts at a very baser level of money. You need not have any friends. What is the need to give to any friends? What are these friends for? Except for Shiva Tattva, what other friend you need? Think of it. Without God, what is your life? So the detachment must start, the priorities must change, and you must know that God is the one who is your friend, who is your father, who is your mother, who is to be worshipped. There is nothing else. Dana mana dana, everything is for God. Of course, I don't want anything from you, you know that. But that should be the attitude of a person. So the first, this attitude comes in a person. Of course, in Sahaja Yoga you have a great advantage that those who have developed this attitude have been helped so much materially that you find the proof of it immediately. The proof is there. And those who do not take to this kind of a thing suffer. So the proof is there. I must give you an example of a goldsmith. I had given him something to be made for the puja. A lot of gold was given, everything. And still, stupidly, he tried to make money out of it. And he got cancer and he died. I didn't do anything. But I knew he had made money. I knew that all. I know lots of things. I didn't say anything to him. Nothing. Never. Never even mentioned. He got cancer and he died. He's no more. Because Shiva Tattva disappeared. This was for a puja. The money of the saints. Something was to be made. And he should not have done it. The proof is just there. Now those who knew him got a fright of their lives. Oh God, now no more of this from us at least. But those who have been surrendered about the money part also, not that I take anything from you, nor do I want anything from you. But still the attitude I am saying is different. They have gone up, they have made money, they are very rich, they are very well to do, they are all right, they get so much blessings. This is the first Navi Chakras. We should start by putting Shiva on top. Every attachment can be attacked with Shiva Tattva. Because Shiva Tattva is brilliant like a diamond. Brilliant. Every facet can be cleansed out. Very simply through our Kundalini awakening and through our alertness. And after that you can see there are other attachments. Yeah. This is friendship, sympathies, friendships. Sympathies always go to a person who is in need or something like that. You have no sympathies, have tortured so many people. The other way also could be that You hate someone too much, you love someone too much, some sort of a thing like that. So detachment comes that you do not hate nor you love anyone. You leave it to God. That's a kind of a detachment, that you leave it to God. God, please, that is His response. I am not going to judge. Only thing, I judge them on Kundalini, I awaken their Kundalini. It works out well and good, if it doesn't work out well. So, you have detached yourself from the responsibility of judging others. Only your judgment is on Kundalini, if it works out, all right. But you are just like a barometer, that's all. Or like a machine that cures. You are not involved into it. So this involvement into personal lives and personal relationships like mother, sister, brother, every sort of a nonsense must be taken up. Now say if your mother is not alright, you must just get after her and see that she is put right. That's very important. Mother has to be alright. If she is not alright, you tell her, I am not going to eat food from your hand. Finished. You get your vibrations on. You tell her that you better take to realization. Otherwise, I will not have anything to do with you. I'll just come see, talk to you, go away. Show that detachment. Be strong. You must cure your mother. Very important, because mother is a part of surgery. It's very important. But many people I've seen just do not know how to resist. You must protest. Go on protesting, one after another. Because that's the greatest thing you are doing for your mother. What else can you give it to her? Anything you give the whole world has no meaning, except correcting your mother for the better life, an eternal life, life of God. Then your wife. The wife is a very dangerous situation. If the wife is negative, she'll go on putting into your head things which will work out at an odd time, and you'll be amazed how you slipped out these things and how you said these things. Why should you have done it? Why did you do this? But the wife is to be told that you have to behave yourself, you have to get all right, nothing doing, and there's no compromise. You be in another room, I'll be in another room. You should get well. I am not going to have. Because that is even much more dangerous. Because you know, if the woman is catching, then there are very serious diseases you develop with the Mooladhara problem. So you have to be strict with your wife. You should make her. You should say, I will not eat any food with your hand. I will have nothing to do. I will not talk to you. I'll just come and sleep in another room. You better not touch my clothes. If you don't listen to me, then I have nothing to do with you. You better, I am your husband. And whatever dharma I follow, you have to follow me. If you don't want to listen to me, then I have nothing to do. The wife can also do the same with the husband, gradually showing indifference in a way that he understands that it doesn't bring love. That's how women corrected men long time back. Nowadays, of course, women, if you give them something, they'll get pleased. Even if there's a keep, as long as you're giving diamonds to the wife, she's quite pleased with the keep. Still in India, it's not accepted. But I've seen in the West, nobody minds. If the husband has 10 keeps, doesn't matter. As long as he's giving you the money, all right, nobody minds it. It's very funny. So, wife's relation, mother's relations, husband's relations, close relations must be correct. Now, children must be guarded. You shouldn't allow your children to go to the wrong things. If they are doing wrong things, they are not coming to Sahaja Yoga, you are duty bound. You should say, I am not going to pay you any money. Nothing to do. I will not see your faces. If you do not take to Sahaja. What else are you going to give to your children but God? You can do it. All can do it. But one should know I did not do. So many people say that, Mother, your husband is not so much a Sahaja. It's all right. I know where to bring him in. I know when to bring my children in. Because if they were in, everybody would have said they have floated a family enterprise. As long as they are out of it, is a very good idea, especially in India. So, best thing is if they oppose me, I keep all of them up. My brothers, imagine, my own brothers, my own, they all have tremendous respect for me, no doubt. Even my brother said that, thank God you are staying in my room now, so the vibrations will be very good for me. What do you think of my vibrations? Everything he says. But he's not a surgeon. I have given realization to all of them, everything is there. If they are not surgeon, he is a part of this. Otherwise, they will be in charge of money, you see. What money you get now, come now, this is the money we have. All problems. With all these relations around, you don't know. Somebody will go and say, you see, Mataji said so. Oh, that's the daughter of Mataji has said so. That becomes. I don't want all these pressures on my head. That's the best way. I wish our politicians understand that. Never have your relations around. That's the best way to administer. If you have your relations around, then you will never do right things. Or even if you do right things, your relations will spoil it. So, all those who are Sahajogis must know that you should not try to help your relations in a way that they take advantage of Sahaja. Like, if you are a Sahajogi, then you bring your mother and make her sit in front of me. First correct her vibrations. Put her right. And then bring her. Correct my father, correct my mother is not mother's responsibility, it is your own. When they are all right, then as you bring flowers to me, bring your relations as a very good present from your family. That's a much better thing than to be like this, that I have to clear. If one is a Sahajogi, all his 3 generations up and down, this side and that side, I have to cure. That is done. Like Mehrotra made me do. So, one should detach from these family ties and these emotional imbalances we have, the emotional problems we have, by understanding that the only thing that these people should have is Sahaja. And some people should not be in Sahaja. Like as I said, my own husband and my daughter and my relations, I keep them out. All such people, if there are any, you should not also have them anywhere near the Sahaja. You should be discreet to find out. Although all these my relations are very dharmic, extremely dharmic, very good, very self-respecting, all qualities they have got, everything, ready-made, but they are not in Sahaja. So none of you can say somebody said so, so one said so. It has to be, mother has to say. This detachment has to come. It takes time, especially with Indians. All the time they are worried about their children or a mother or a father. Oh no, and on and on and on and on. See, years together, my son, my daughter. My son, my father. All the time now, by God's grace, so many have got rid of all their responsibilities somehow, through Sahaja or whatever it is. So they are now settled down onto themselves, because you are your own responsibility. So this detachment must be brought, those who are coming to Sahaja. That we are here to get Sahaja blessings, we are going to give blessings. Is that right? You should be in the family, alright, if you want to have Sahaja, you have it. But not to force them on Sahaja. But you can't force Sahaja on them. The stage has come that you have to talk about Sahaja to them. In the beginning I used to say, don't talk to them. But those who are useless, if they are not to be brought to Sahaja Yoga, tell them, you are not good for Sahaja Yoga, better not ask. Then they will come. Some people you should show complete indifference, you are incapable, you are no good, you are too materialistic. Then that person will say, I'll prove that I am. All these detachments take place, and then the detachments are at Nabi chakras. You rise up to your emotional side and the heart chakra, and then you have to have the detachment even of a kind of a collectivity that we think is collectivity. I call the fraternity of the bhoots, not collectivity. Always all the useless Sahaja Yogis will form a group, and they will have a very strong objection to everything that is sensible, and they will have suggestions for everything. There has to be no suggestions at all. There are no alternatives, because Shiva is absolute. Once one said is said. You just wait and see, that's the best. Alternatives will be second best or third best or maybe useless. But there is no alternative for Shiva Tattva. I'll give an example. I told Delhi people that you organize, say, program for 7 days outside with other people. It was sensible because I knew it was to rain. It has to rain also. Rain can be stopped, but it was to rain for all the other villages, you see. We cannot stop them for only Sahaja Yogis. Then, of course, Sahaja Yogis are important, so I said let them be with other Sahaja Yogis. Now they started an alternative, only thinking that, you see, they won't be comfortable, and I mean it was good, but on a other level, that they will not be comfortable with Sahaja Yoga, another level. But there has to be understanding that Mother has said it must be done, whatever it is. Even if she says you kill somebody, you have to kill. Keep it like that, to that extent. Keep to the maximum. Even if she says you have to die, you should die. If she says, all right, you tell lies, all right, I'll tell lies. Like Radhaji. She said, what is my punya? What is my papa? I am in his heart. What can I do? Whatever he does. That's shit. When it is awakened, you see, it at least recognizes Shiva in me. And it sees that this is Shiva. It understands. Because at Shiva Tattva you don't commit any sins. You are sinless. When you are the spirit, you are sinless. There is no sin in you. If, supposing according to human understanding, if Shiva leaves, a person dies, then it's sinful. Why to leave anybody? It's sinful, isn't it? For all common purposes. Common understanding will think that it is sinful for Shiva to leave the person and make the person die. For example, a lady dies, her children are left behind. Then one can blame Shiva for that see, now you went away and these children are now without a mother or without a father, something like that. Because Shiva is sinless. Whatever he does is sinless. So whatever you do is sinless. The idea of sin is finished, because who commits sin is your ego. Ego commits sin. But if you have no ego, there is no sin. Because you are not doing anything. You stand in a karma. Say a sun is shining sharp, and somebody wants to stand in the sun. Then he gets burns. This is not the fault of the sun. Sun is shining. That's the job of sun. Whatever is the job of the Shiva, he is doing it. He is not sinful. It's our mental attitude makes us think this is sin, this is not sin. But when we have ego, we are committing sins. If you ask a tiger, you are committing a sin because you are eating a cow. He will say, I never knew what was sin. Sin was, I don't know what sin is. It's a story when some missionaries were going away from a village, you see. So the villagers, poor innocent villagers, they got up to thank him. They said, thank God, when you came here, you told us there is sin. We didn't know what sin was. For innocent people, they don't know what is sin. Because spirit is innocent, it has no sin. It obeys the other source of innocence. So there is no sin for a person who is the spirit. For Shiva there is no sin. Whether he wants to give his blessings to a Rakshasa or to a saint, there is no sin for him. Because he is Bholenath. He is beyond. He is beyond sin. Whatever he does, he is beyond sin. Because ego cannot envelop him. There is no ego. Because we have ego, we commit sins. Once ego is finished, we are no more there, so who commits sins? When we are not there, who is committing the sin? Shiva can't commit sin, so we are the Shiva, so we cannot commit sins. So all these ideas of giving alternatives at the mental level is also wrong. I give anything I say, immediately there will be 10 suggestions. I try all these tricks with you. Because you are used to conferences. So I said, all right, Subramanyam, what do you have to say about it? Because after all, Lord Subramanyam is there. Must ask him. Then I asked Venugopala. Then I'll ask Gavin, Moran, all these people. Now what do you have to say? And then they give their submission. But if you see, in the conference of all the divine deities, there is no suggestion. No suggestion. No alternative. No alternatives to your mother's ideas. Nothing. Absolute. It's absolute. Nobody gives any suggestions. Never. No question. They won't listen to you. They won't listen to anyone. There's no question. Such harmony. Complete obedience. And not only they are fixed with their qualities. They are told that you have to do it. They'll do it. This is the difference. Well, try. Sometimes it appears. See, if I say, all right, go this way, you'll find the place. But you won't find. So you say, see mother, you said to go this way, that's why we went and we didn't find the church. Now there, it is not that I am saying that you'll find the church. It is I am trying to see what you think. I am telling you my own tricks, alright? So be careful. I tell you all, go this way. No, you didn't find the church, I am sorry. I should not have told you, or you should have gone. But that's not true. I must have, that's not true. What I am trying to see, what you are saying about this. Now, if you are clever, you would say, I went there, I didn't see the place, but I saw something else. That's the reason you sent me there. Now I know why you sent me there. That's it. Then I know that he's a Sahaja. But if you say, oh, I went there because I thought I'd find this thing, but it was not there, and you said. Finished. If you say that, you said so and it happened. Oh, I did say, no doubt. What I said was just to play a trick on you. Because one of the natures of your mother is Mahamaya. So be careful. Well, how you react is very important for me to see how far you have gone. This is one of the ways you are judged. But for a villager, it's a different thing if you see him. If I tell him, now, if you want me to go to that village, say, take the car or take the bullock cart this way, we'll take it. But there will be a ditch, so I'll get hit. So he'll say, Mother, I'm sorry you got hit, but I could have avoided it. See, so he takes the responsibility upon himself. He takes everything upon himself. Because you asked me, so I had to go that way, but I could have avoided it if I was careful. So this is the difference, not to put responsibility. It's a common human nature, is to put responsibility on somebody else. It's best is to put on mother. But in that you lose all your punyas. So the responsibility is mine. I must have done some mistake. I must have done some mistakes. Or else maybe that mother wants me to learn something. Every time you do something, I tell you something is just for you to learn something. I don't have to learn anything. We think that way, that I have to learn something now anymore. Not. So you have to learn something. And that is what, if you understand, then a kind of a detachment will build in you and a surrender. You'll be amazed to be so much relieved of nonsensical headaches that you have and the burdens you carry. If you understand that the whole joke, the whole work, the whole drama is done by mother and I am just playing into it. It's so simple. That is to be felt, to be understood. And the enjoyment lies in that, not in judging or finding alternatives. You try. Those who have tried it have enjoyed it very much. And so many things. Every minute I give you an example of that. I'll give you an example of Gregor. Last time I went to his house. He tortured my life for his wife. When will she have her delivery? How will she have? Who is going to stay with her? Morning till evening he had one problem. All right, I said, something will be done. You can have this lady to stay. But then how will I go to India? I was so important. Then he didn't realize that time. He thought it was so important to do that. Ultimately, before going, I told him, Gregor, you troubled me too much this time. I said, all right. And he said, I'm sorry. Then he telephoned me one day, saying, Mother, my wife is in for abortion. She's gone to the hospital. There's no chance. I said, forget it. Go back to the hospital. She'll be all right. Went to the hospital. They said a miracle. It's perfectly all right. There's no problem. She's all right. So it came into his head, as he told me, oh, mother is looking after it. Why should I worry? Why should I have buried her? This is first thing. Then the child was born earlier than time, and he came to it. So also I convince you that what I say, what I do, you know that I look after you. But when you take up responsibility upon yourself and start thinking about it, then I cannot help. So just know that leave it to God. It's all for your good, for your hita. Everything is for your hita. Whatever it is. Sometimes I have to shout at you, sometimes I have to correct you, sometimes I have to tell you that don't come here. Some people who touch me, you see, can give me horrible sensations. Then I said, you just don't come, you don't stand before me, you get out from me. That hurts them. But if they stand there, the bhoots will never leave, because the bhoots want to trouble me. So this point, if you understand, you will get completely detached and will know that for our good, for our betterment, we must keep mother pleased, and these things if you do by displeasing her, we are going to be finished. Now, to understand this, what you need, not age, not position, not your qualifications, nothing. You need a wise mind, deep personality. I've seen very young people are so sensible, their parents are stupid, absolutely stupid people. So you just need a wise, deep personality to do it, and that you should try to do. That comes only sticking on to Shiva Tattva, which is a solid thing, which is Shiva, Achala, which doesn't move. Absolute. It is not relative. It's not relative at all. It's not related to anything. It's absolute. That gives you the depth, that depth which is required to settle down, to go deep. Shiva is your Guru. Guru is the one that gives you the gravity to go straight down deep into it. बच्चे को हटाइए सामने. बच्चे का दिमाग ठीक है नहीं? ठीक है? शांत उठाइए. That is very important. And all this, I hope, with the puja today, will try to settle you into that great principle of Shiva. Let your attention, every particle of your attention be filled, sparkled, and rejoice by that blessing of Shiva Tattva.